The moment someone says, "You're quiet in a room full of people," there is a half-second where you consider explaining yourself, and then you don't. I understand your reservations, but the research must continue. We are on the verge of a breakthrough, regardless of the risks involved. Most people assume quietness is a volume problem, as if the quiet person just didn't get enough encouragement to speak up. This assumption is so common and so wrong because it treats a cognitive choice as a social defect. To truly understand the quiet mind, we have to look deeper than their behavior. We have to look at their hardware. Harvard psychologist Jerome Kagan studied infant temperaments and identified a specific group known as high reactive. Society has conditioned us to believe that the default human state is outward performance, that to exist, you must be heard. But for the quiet observer, this constant social pressure doesn't spark a desire to join. It creates a profound, invisible gap.
We live in a world that rewards throughput. More words, faster delivery, filling the silence before it gets uncomfortable.
It is the gap between a world that communicates in rapid, shallow signals and a mind that only operates in depth.
In this gap lives a unique form of private comedy, the fully formed.
Because by the time the quiet mind calibrates the depth of the thought, the moment has passed, and someone else has already said the obvious thing for a quick laugh. So you hold on to that unexploded thought, only to text it to a single, trusted person later that night. To them, you are the wisest soul alive. But to the rest of the room, you remain a mystery. It is a specific kind of loneliness, being brilliant in a way that is entirely invisible. This initial gap is where the quiet person's journey begins. It is where they learn that their volume is not a malfunction. It is the threshold to a much larger psychological truth. The architecture of a high-resolution mind. These individuals possess a nervous system that does significantly more cognitive processing with the exact same amount of environmental input. When a quiet person enters a room, they aren't empty. They are experiencing the environment at an abnormally high resolution. The world rewards throughput, more words, faster delivery. But the high-resolution mind operates on precision, not speed. Over time, quiet people absorb a consistent message from report cards, parents, and society. Because of this, a lot of quiet people stop being just quiet, and they become private. Those are two very different things. Quiet is a volume setting. Private is a boundary, a psychological callus that forms after people treat your thoughts like a novelty act. When a quiet person actually decides to speak, their words carry a different weight. They have been lived in before they were released. They do not hold a crowded circle of friends. They count the people who truly understand them on one hand, holding on to them with pure relief.
Stoic philosophy reminds us that the pressure to fill the silence is a modern anxiety. Silence is not emptiness, it is a reservoir of strength.
Quiet people are not waiting to be fixed. They are already busy carrying a rich, unedited reality that the loud world cannot hold. The next time you are in a room with a quiet soul, don't rush to fill the gap. Just stay in the silence.